Hello, fellow classmates. I hope everybody's doing well again. This is our second video log. Been learning a lot. I have to say, last week's character that we learned about, I say character, but historical figure of Frank Higgins still makes me want to go chop some wood and tell some people about Jesus. I mean, really, it's just awesome. So I hope everyone's enjoying the class as much as I am. This week, talking about all the denominations. Wow, I had no idea. I really didn't. And I've been a Christian my whole life. I was raised Southern Baptist, and I had no idea the variety or just the vast amounts of denominations and branches off of denominations that there were. One that stood out to me, especially this week, was the Methodists. Like I said, I am a Southern Baptist, so I had to pick something that wasn't me. And we had some other options too that I look forward to watching your discussions about. But the Methodists, specifically the African Methodist Episcopal Church, stood out to me a lot. And I didn't know a whole lot about any denomination other than my other, which was a little of my own, which was a little disconcerting to realize. But I didn't know very much about it, so I in addition to reading the textbook this week, I went ahead and looked on the Methodist website and looked at their creed and looked at the African Methodist Episcopal Church as well, AME. I looked at their creed, and Episcopal just means someone governed by bishops, and right now that's pretty much the only difference I'm really seeing between that denomination and my own. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about the impact that denomination made. The one specific thing right in the textbook that is talked about with the Methodist Episcopal Church, which is very difficult for me to say, is the colleges that they created. And by 1900, there was 25 church-based, but predominantly black attended colleges in the United States, which is really awesome. But three of those that specifically the AME contributed to that was Livingstone, Morris Brown, and Lane College, all in the South, and also going strong today as I visited their websites. So I think that's amazing. College is hard, but it's always been awesome to further your education, and that kind of opportunity that was presented to these people was just unheard of at the time. So the fact that the church could give that to people was massive, and AME did that. The Episcopalian Methodists did that. They also contributed a lot of printed Sunday school material. Our textbook talks about that briefly as well, which is another, I noticed an outpouring of what was held back from the slaves that was then suddenly given to them as much as possible. And it was just an outpouring of printed material and higher education and these things that were held back from the slaves. Now they had this opportunity, and the church was a massive part played a massive part in giving that to them. One of the people that was talked about, Harry McNeil Turner, he was a bit of a radical, and he didn't have a very happy ending like Booker T. Washington, who is also discussed in the textbook. But he had good ideas when it came to freedmen and blacks being involved in politics, and he was very harshly shut out. But he also had a lot of far out there and provocative statements that he made throughout his life, and he was a part of the AME church as well. But he had a massive push for blacks to be involved in government. So the AME church, the African Methodist Episcopalian Church, contributed a great deal to the denominations, and I really enjoyed learning more about their creed and about how it's really not that different from me. Thanks so much.